Rich Chapman, Olivia Barnhill, Georgia Lord, and Coach Michelin Pinard.
I don't want to cut it.
Coach, can you just give us a general assessment of what you thought about the? Oh no, you don't like that. Sorry.
General.
Coach, tell us about the last 18 minutes. Especially what I'm interested in. Did you go in the locker room with the kids when there was a break, and what did you say? What was going on?
It was the best motivational speech of my life.
Yeah.
Actually, no. We really just went in and we did a slight tweak of our shape and asked them to play our game, but also start to go. We hadn't really up to that point played yet at the intensity and with urgency that we're capable of, and I think that's all that 18 minutes was just us competing at the level at which we can, it was the best 18-minute game of my career.
So there was no win one for the Gipper speech in there?
No, I think it was built in. It was kind of baked in with Stray getting hurt. She gave us a break with that injury to just reconvene and remind ourselves how special this team is. And when you lose one of your own, it reminds you of how special this group is, and I think they just wanted to do whatever they could, make sure we could play one more week.
Georgia, the tying goal, what do you recall?
I just remember the ball coming across, and I was like, I can't mess this up, or else I'm going to cry, right on the spot. And then I just, yeah. And then I kicked it. I just didn't win it. And it felt like rapid fire, actually.
For all the players, could you feel a real momentum swing there? That you finally got on the board, and now we can move on from there.
Yeah, I think as soon as we put the ball in the back of the net, we knew that we could win the game, and we had enough up and down emotionally. We didn't want to go to overtime, so I think once we knew we could start playing, and once we knew that we could actually put the ball down on the ground and just move it, we knew that if we play like that against any team, we can put the ball in the back of the net easily. So we just got to do that.
Yeah, and to add on to that, I think the difference between this game and the Middlebury game and the NESTEC finals was that even at the beginning of the last 18 minutes when we were down 1-0, we were calm and composed, and that's what led us to the tying goal and ultimately the winning goal. So remaining calm, that was really important and crucial.
Liv, as a senior, you've been through so much of this stuff. What was the mood on the bench, while we were waiting for the to clear the injury and for you guys to get going? And was there any of this, the win one for the Gipper thought about, in your mind as a player?
I think at first everyone was just kind of worried. They saw one of our teammates go down and be pretty hurt, and so at first we were a little bit, I think, looking inward and worrying. And as soon as we got back into the locker room, we all got together and said, this game's not over. We can score 2 goals in 18 minutes, no problem. I think it was more of a we don't want this season to end. We have a really special team, not only very talented, but with the most amazing people you'll ever meet. And so we just want to play as much as we can. And as soon as we sort of, realize that, I think it's very easy to get motivated and just go. We know we can play. And so I think we left the locker room just knowing that we could do it.
It didn't count, but the goal that was waved off on the offside, that kind of feel like it opened the door for your team.
For sure, the momentum I thought at that point swung, and I was just trying to remember, that happened before the injury,
yeah,
correct?
Right.
Yeah, so I think even at that point, we were starting to get more of a rhythm. We could see the holes that we needed to get into, and we were starting to. And this team, there's something special about this team with regard to. One thing that what Maria said is when something happens, they learn from it, they get better from it, they move on. So we are better from that Middlebury loss. And then you put them in a tough situation and they're going to respond. And so I'm actually, and now that I've reflected for a few minutes on this game, I'm not surprised that this team turned those 18 minutes into something special. They are so capable of that. And now our goal is just to put that into a 90-minute game.
On the game when you're standing there on the sidelines watching, it's just that ball starting to get played through. Did you figure Sid was going to be by herself?
To be honest, I thought Sid was going to take the defender and then play a flat ball across because that's what she does quite often, but she struck that ball as well as I've ever seen anyone strike it, and what a goal that was.
You talk about, Stevens' coach mentioned how you guys, in the first half, they were able to switch the ball and really put a lot of pressure on you, and he was impressed in the second half, how you guys made them stay in their lanes, you said. And could you talk about that, and did you make an adjustment on that, or how did that happen?
We did make an adjustment, and the adjustment was that we actually wanted to do what they were doing. We wanted to keep the ball and spread them, and we switched our starting point for a couple players, so that we just had more support working the ball out of the back, and that started to pull them apart. They just had a lot of the ball in that first half. We were really reactive. As soon as we started anticipating, as soon as we started taking care of the ball, I think that's when our opportunities came up.
Coach Parker said it was kind of he thought for sure that this shouldn't have been a second round game.
I couldn't agree more. You know, I think Division III women's soccer has gotten so much better over even the last 5 years and certainly 10 years, and so this round of 32 game is just like the 16-8. And so, yeah, absolutely, this is one heck of a game, and they're one heck of a team.
Yeah, I just want to ask defensively, you guys, especially with 20, Panko, she was so dynamic, you know, two questions come out of that. One is, were you always aware where she was, and was that part of the goal? Is let's not let her, you know, kind of hurt us. And for Olivia, after that, she seemed to target the top left a lot, and you kind of smelled that out the second or third time. I mean, you made 2 great saves on her in the first half, and she was always on the right, but always heading for the top left. Did you kind of sense that, or was that just a reaction on your part for those shots?
Definitely more of a reaction. Yeah, you can't ever. If you cheat, you can get beat, so you can't cheat.
That's a good motto.
And how about defending her, just not just you, but as a unit?
I think it was very challenging when she was running directly at the back line, which is what she liked to do a lot. And so I was trying to keep her in front of me, and you know, she was tricky, so just like, you know, keep her on the ball, don't get distracted with her hips and stuff like that. And I think we did a pretty good job at shutting out her, you know, slipping the ball through to other people. And had she had, you know, more time on the ball and been able to slip those balls, it could have been a different game.
The NCAA will do what the NCAA will do, but based on the results, do you have any kind of feeling whether you'll be back here next weekend?
I would actually be quite surprised if we're not, but like you said, who knows? Right now, all signs are pointing to that we will be.
Will it be up here or down?
Well,
or does that depend on the weather?
Well, that depends on the weather, and that looks a little unpredictable right now, but we're hoping down at Cole.
You all set? Thanks.
Thank you.
Congrats.